This is Dr. David Shine, and welcome to Business Law 101. So I've mentioned this already. Edward Freeman, like I said, is I know him a little bit personally. Wrote this while he was still at Darden and still at Wharton in 1984. Shortly after that, he was brought over to the Darden School at Virginia, where he still is. And this is the big dog. Now, here is the deal. This is the name of the book. It's a very famous book. Is he doesn't tell you, here's the challenge I want you to think about. And think about our discussion of the grandma case last week. And you have a situation like this. How do you decide which stakeholder is more important? So my debate, and again, I'm an ethicist, I get to have a fight with other people in academia, with Ed Freeman, is that his argument is this is an ethical theory, kind of like Kantianism and utilitarianism. And I'm arguing, no, it's a tool of analysis, because importantly, it doesn't tell you who wins, right? So in looking at your analysis, does EULA win? Does the Department of Transportation win? Does the commuters win? Who wins? And you say, well, gee, that wasn't really what we were asked. We were asked to look at all these different parties. But the end result is you have to think who gets what. Most of the students in both 6307 and 6399 looked at grandma this past week. And generally speaking, most of the students said, tough luck to Eula Washington. We can't treat her differently because it would really screw things up. Okay, folks? Just tell you the punchline, because I read all of the posts for both classes. But the point is, stakeholder analysis didn't help you do that, but it did help you do something, because most of you who did the early full analysis listed out the stakeholders. That is what this does. It makes you think about all of the different parties that are impacted by a decision. And again, this was a public decision, but think about business decisions. Think about whether you close an automobile factory in Detroit and open an automobile factory in Montgomery, Alabama instead. Those are the types of decisions that have tremendous impact on many different stakeholders. And again, it's a good tool. I'm not putting Ed down. I'm just saying that it's not a separate ethical theory, because you still have to think through how you're going to treat these different stakeholders. Everybody got that? Does that make sense to you? It's the way you apply this. And then if you want to see Ed in action, by the way, Ed's a year younger than me. So if some of you watched a couple of these videos just for grins, let me know if you're surprised, because he's got a big beard, and I think it makes him look a lot older than me. But anyway, he's a year younger. So anyway, but just for fun. So anyway, there's a couple of YouTube videos that you can watch. Again, any of these links, if you hit one and it doesn't work, please, you don't need to find an alternative one, but please send it to me so we can make sure we keep these slides current, because they, YouTube things like that do change over time. This is a sample analysis. I think most of you, if you pictured the city of Houston or the highway department in the middle, could fill in the different blanks around here. I think everybody did a good job over the last week. So, I think you guys have this basic concept, but this is one of the ways to draw it. But you'll notice all of these stakeholders, the internal ones, the external ones, are the same difference. Do you see what we're saying? So these arrows are almost all the same distance. So how do you determine which ones have priority over the others? Again, most of you felt that because of the huge number of commuters that would be impacted, that it would be better to expand the freeway or make some other modification, rather than being overly concerned about Eula Washington losing her house. That was your call, but you applied either utilitarian approach. Generally speaking, that's considered utilitarian versus a deontology approach. This is Dr. David D. Shine for Business Law 101.
If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on your favorite platform.